Run the Sims is back in 2026. We've spent the offseason making a ton of additions over on the site. If you have an NFL DFS subscription, you're going to be very pleased with what there is. If you have not checked out runthesims.com yet for NFL Daily Fantasy, we are going to encourage you to do so. I have got Nerdy Tenor and Brian Hooper with me, two of the genius masterminds behind everything going on around the Sims. Trust me, believe me, guys, I promise you, I haven't touched the code. I haven't given any suggestions. The only thing that I've suggested, Brian, is things that a dumb person would want. As in, I am a consumer. I don't touch anything. I don't do anything. All I do is I go, hey, I'd like when I'm setting lineups on a Sunday for this feature to exist, which is quite nice. And there are some new features that we've added. Basically, if you've used Run the Sims before, it's basically brand new. I mean, it looks the same right here where you can click the main slate. But when you go into the Sim Lab, Brian, this has been completely reworked.
Yeah, and the play-by-play in the background. So the non-dumb stuff has also been completely reworked to mimic, reality, like a real NFL game more closely. But with DFS, time does matter a little bit, because you have to get your lineups in before lock. So it's supposed to be fast and much more accurate. All the correlations should be, dead on mixed. Even like weird stuff like kick returner, punt returner, defense, stuff like that. That's kind of hard to model. Is all in there. Like offensive line injury, defensive injuries, cornerback matchup can be accounted for now. All that type of stuff is all in there now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dan, I mean, I'm assuming that a bunch of the speed issues, right? Because this is the big issue. If you have ever sat down on a Sunday morning, you said, I'm going to log into my favorite website, I'm going to generate some lineups, and then I'm going to try and grade those lineups. The big issue there is like compute power and speed. And again, based on my understanding as someone who is not very intelligent, a lot of the work that you have been doing behind the scenes at Run the Sims, beginning with the golf stuff, which we have as well, if you want to access that, has been increasing the speed while harnessing the accuracy of the Sims.
Yeah, that's true. But to give credit where credit's due, I had very little to do with what we're looking at right now. But yes, you're quite right, especially with the golf. But I handed off some of the stuff I figured out to Brian, which he then incorporated in parts of what we're looking at here to make this faster. So yeah, it's always an engineering problem. It's like, how much longer, how much faster, how much more accurate versus how much time do you have? That's just like basic.
Yeah.
And then a lot of it is just squeezing that down as much as you can, right? So this, from everything Brian's told me in private chats, this should be better in pretty much every dimension in both speed and accuracy. Yeah, just a lot of the times getting things faster, it sounds like a quantitative change, but it actually ends up being a qualitative change because it allows you to do things you couldn't do quickly before. So, I mean, if you have all the time in the world, there's all sorts of processes you can do, right? But we don't. We have a little bit more of a luxury with football. We have 90 minutes typically, which is way better than baseball and certainly in basketball. But we still care about time. So Brian has been working his butt off on this. I don't know if he slept in the last 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, he's grinding. You know what? I actually do have something to contribute to this conversation because I built a draft helper for EPL best ball drafts on Underdog. And at first I built it to function with slow drafts, right? So it's like plenty of time, can sit and calculate. I can open up the window, wait 15 seconds, no problem, get the information that I need. Then we tried to test it in a fast draft. I hopped on a stream with John and Nez, and in a fast draft, it basically immediately crashed because it's updating with every pick and then rerunning and then rerunning. And it lasted about 2 rounds before it crashed out. So then the refinement process after that was, I mean, again, you guys don't want me doing the math. This is me talking with Claude, being like, hey, man, can we make this faster? What do we need to do to retain the accuracy and make it faster? So I actually did learn a little bit of something like that. But we're going to do just a quick set for week 1. I mean, right now we are recording this on August 18th, so we don't have ownership or anything, but just going to show you guys how it works. So we're going to do a large lineup set. We're going to generate 1,000 lineups. You know what? I will just turn the shady portfolio on. You guys can access this. This is only if you're very, very serious about DFS, but if you are very serious about DFS, this is the same diversified portfolio tool that Mr. Advice uses himself in his personal play. And you can purchase that on our website. We're going to do standard milli maker size GBP $10 to $25. I'm going to flip it to top heavy, and I'm going to increase the field size to 5,000. Estimated runtime 3 minutes, 10 seconds. And let's just go ahead and see. We are going to click run the sim. So Brian, most of this has been your work. What are the things that you are most excited about to use, or most excited about seeing how things change when the bullets fly, when we actually get to week 1, week 2, week 3, versus how the run the sim stuff used to work?
I think we have better results overall for everybody. Props to, so all this stuff was back tested out of sample on NFL games, but also closing line props to make sure that it's giving us good information. When you do use AI, it's very like black boxy. Me and Dan talk about this on endgame videos, and it's hard to tell a lot of times what it's doing. So you got to be real careful. Like as you were telling me your EPL story too, like it's like you got to be careful with that, because at the current state of it, it will do the paperclip, theory, where it will give you the solution at all costs sometimes, and then when you look back and see what it did, it's like, I didn't authorize this insane change. So you got to really keep on top of this, even some small changes it makes to do things like improve speed or efficiency for live drafting on EPL underdog drafts or whatever. It doesn't really matter what it is. So I think we have everything accounted for. This is still beta. I just have it up so we could do things like this, but like right. we don't have 53 man rosters. It's like 80 man rosters. So the numbers are going to be all screwy because we have an algorithm for route shares and stuff like that. And it's going to be a little wonky on that. And we have no ownership. But the idea, Davis, right before we go into this too, is this kind of like infinite field idea we've talked about on Endgame, where it makes a new opponent field based on your ownership each iteration, each sim iteration. So it's 10,000 or so actual contest fields that you're playing against. So the combos and the ownership aren't static, because really what an ownership is or a dupe guess is a distribution guess. So like that's your median. You're just going to show the customer or whatever, whoever's using your product. But really it's not like, he's going to be in 30% of lineups every single time. Sometimes it'll be 22, sometimes it'll be 32. You don't really know. You're guessing it's somewhere around there. And those combos change too. So like if you have like a specific combo might pop in a sim, if it gets lucky enough, and it'll be artificially too high. Yeah. When compared to all these other combinations, where if you're iterating and moving around the combos, the ownership number, the duplicates and stuff like that, it should mitigate those outliers. And there's some other things you could do too. But so all that is new as well. Or we tried some of it last year, but this year should be much, much better and faster.
Yeah, 100%. Top lineup here. I mean, again, passes the smell test to me. No ownership. Very, very base level projections. If you guys have never used Run the Sims before, this is the base page with the shady portfolio tool turned on. You might notice that it is not exactly sorting by ROI or by top 1 percentage. That is the secret sauce of that. Generally speaking, when I use this tool, I actually don't sort by ROI or top 1%. I actually choose my lineups by top 1%. That's just kind of the way that I do it. I also am not MMEing the Millie Maker, I generally do a bunch of these single entry contests and just kind of pick and choose. I mean, I think we all know there's no way I'm ever clicking like Run the Sims and just playing the top line. It's not my style, not the way that I do it. Actually, honestly, the thing that I do is I end up playing with the inputs on Sunday morning on my own quite a bit because, I mean, there's going to be at least 3 things that I'm like, Adam, you have no idea what you're talking about. You're not projecting Bill Krosky merit appropriately. So this is the general suite that you can get into. It tracks all of your exposures. It does the stacks, the team stacks. It shows the ID of your generation, gives you the sim details, which is basically just confirmation that the sim itself actually worked, right? So when you are about to submit your lineups, you're able to see that. And then it gives you a more specific breakdown overall of your lineups. And then, Brian, we have the 3 different subscription levels, both monthly and annually on the site right now. So it's it's $25, $100, and then $300. Is that correct?
I think it's 200 and 300, but whatever you signed up for last year, if you kept your subscription, it'll be the same price and same things you got last year.
There you go. Sim Runner Pro Basic, $25 a month. That gives you the classic opto and the single lineup builder. We actually have some stuff coming on that relatively soon. This page is not quite ready yet, but this will effectively be the ability to build a lineup by hand. This is probably what I'm going to be doing a ton on Sunday mornings, which is you just build a lineup by hand and then you grade it against the field size of your choice. $99 a week gets you the Sim Runner Pro weekly. $250 a month gets you the Sim Runner Pro monthly, and then $1,000 a year gets you the Sim Runner Pro annual. $1,500 a year gets you all of that with the Shady Advice portfolio tool. And then we also have the props weekly pass, props monthly pass, and the props season pass included in there as well. We are going to have obviously discount codes going. I believe the discount code SWOLE still works, so you guys can use that one if you would like. But if you have any questions, obviously you can talk to any of us in the comments. You can check with any of us on Twitter or in the Endgame or Run the Sims Discord as well. And we look forward to having a great NFL season.